Man,
That was good.
part one was all right.
Yes.
Part one was kind of cool.
No, it's very cool.
That was real cool, real cool. But guys, the show ain't over yet. We going to part two right now.
Part 2, LA trip, Soul to Soul, Dr. Seuss. Check it out right now. Go right there. The Nike with the red swoosh.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
That's a dope detail.
Yeah, I like accent. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, the little the jeweled, logos. Yeah, that jewel right there is such a nice little it tells you which year we're in. Right, I love that stuff.
Yeah.
It's super light.
You know what I love?
It's super light. Wow.
Details. I love when Nike had they did it a couple of pull tabs. They did it on some t-shirts, but when they just had that little division, they just have a font and have that division. That's the little details that Nike, and they had an era, maybe a couple of years where they just they'll have something, and it just had a little separate, they just separated the word. It's a little detail that I was like, this brings me back. You guys,
It's good typography. That's like design. That's like graphic design.
Yeah. Also, one more thing that comes to mind.
Uh-huh.
Do you think if you just erase your memory for 5 seconds, this could have been Agassi?
Yeah, I see some colored block. Okay.
Alarm.
Yeah.
Alarm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Jumping the gun on me, but nonetheless, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Right. Right.
Yeah. For
Like
sure.
this, like
Yeah, definitely a little air flare-esque. Yeah.
erase
I
the
could-
memory of connecting this to basketball. This
Yep.
could be the Agassi.
Maybe a little lower cut for
Lower
him.
cut,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Just
for sure.
Yeah, this one.
The cool thing about tennis and basketball shoes, they can cross over.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
Yes.
and that's what I've noticed. You know, even in my personal style back in the '90s, I crossed over a lot of the tennis
You just-
gear with basketball gear, and that's
Yeah.
helped me stand out in my personal style. You know, so
Yeah.
what do you got to top that? Woohoo! Okay.
Let's pull something out. Actually, we got one more
You.
there.
Go.
Oh boy. Okay. So remember that box?
2014
Yep.
World Basketball Festival in Chicago.
Oh.
So a Jordan brand did a display of 1 to I think 2012 of all the shoes,
All white.
all white in that box.
Some of that.
They've been doing that a lot, right? They did Georgetown. They did So if you go to a lot of Nike Town,
But that was the first. This is the first.
this might have
display.
been like the first.
Well, no. Nike Town, New York had a display, but it
It
was
was the Knicks one too.
the next one. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
this might have been. This is the first one that I think people will really remember. So they did all the Jordans, and you brought up 16, 17. Like I love that era
How did
because
you
that's
get
when
that?
I got my 15, 16, 17 was when I started collecting. Right? So this is the 17 they did.
You said Seth said rare and scarves. That's rare.
So I think
That's just like
they made 3 sets. One from Jordan 1 to 2012, I believe. And so this is one of the Jordan 17s. Wow. So yeah, a little bit of aging, but
what means for
the mystery of like
Yeah.
All that black, the white shoes, the white and red combination,
the Chicago home.
the white and red combination.
Yeah.
The leather right away. The leather. Just looking at the leather, premium leather, nice and tumbled.
This is not common. This is not common at all.
Oh no,
This is not common at all.
I'm just checking the sample tag. Yeah.
What I always love about this
Sample tag.
little suede right here that had no place being there. But
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, right here. This little swoop.
all the 17s have a little bit of suede, or maybe it's Nubuck, but right there.
This is crazy. This is insane.
This looks like a great performing basketball shoe, like an on-court basketball shoe. Again, I'm looking at the tech. I've never worn these. I've never seen them, but I've never seen them this close. But at a glance, like I can tell, like these are good performing shoe. Right away, the leather looks great.
Well, this is I've had these. This is the introduction of the briefcase. Yep. This is where you wear your briefcase, right? This
That came with the CD,
Yep.
the CD, the music notes, right?
Yes.
Like symphony.
Yes.
Wow,
Is this a designer?
Wilson Smith in the 70s.
Wilson Smith.
Love me some Willie Will. I had, yeah.
Yeah, Wilson. 16 still.
He did. That's right. Back to
Yeah, I know
for sure.
on that
Yeah.
note.
So he created the couple of Jordans. He created the two.
The shroud. Yeah.
The shroud.
And no midsole. And that was
midsole.
back then. They were trying to make
No midsole.
shoes. No midsole.
This was also
It's in there, but it's under the leather.
what I remember wearing these. Right. What I remember about wearing these, and now the 16 is that there was a lot of toe room because look at the toe cap. This is the second iteration of a Jordan that gives you a wide toe cap. 16
I can see that. Yeah.
right, and now right.
Because of that style of the Prada dress shoe style that you.
Yes. Proud America
So,
cups.
so the luxury feel started coming into the mix.
Yes.
Around this time, is that what I'm seeing? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I love the oxidation as well. There's a nice patina there. And, again, vintage collectors, whatever, they age over time. It's beautiful to see.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, I don't mind it all.
yeah, that's a sample box.
It's a good looking box too. A lot of times they're all beat up, but this
Yeah.
looks pretty good. What year is this again?
14.
2014. I believe.
And now, my memory bank goes to looking at that box. And this was an era where they didn't make a lot of quality wasn't the biggest emphasis in Jordan brand during this box. Because the box, I remember some Jordans retro and the quality wasn't that good. Am I correct in saying that? Do you remember?
Yeah, I mean, I would say this is kind of the beginning of the end for the quality.
Gotcha.
But the signature models are always good quality.
Yep.
Right? Like the Jordan 17 was good quality.
Retro.
The retros are where you lose some of the quality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's always that first OG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
I think so.
But samples generally are better quality just because they're making stuff, unless it's kind of just a spur of the moment, kind of what does this look like, and they make it fast.
Like a prototype.
In general, better materials on samples.
Wow.
Great. You guys digging really in the crates.
And I like the variety too. We're going different eras. Like you got, I love that. It's not. There's no particular sequence. It's like all over the place, which I like. So
Seth, your world we live in.
It's not a competition. There is friendly competition, but it's like, it's really hard to follow up, with some of because again, we talk about rarity.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very personal, decision about what models to pursue or what jives with you or what resonates.
Right.
It's very subjective with what is beautiful right. You know what I'm saying? So we're talking about Jordans. So it's only right and fair that we move to the greatest sidekick in NBA history, because Mike could not, it's a team sport.
Yep.
True. Right.
True.
And he could not, there's no way he could have done it
True.
without Scotty.
True.
So everyone needs a teammate. Everybody needs,
Yes.
Batman and Robin.
Yes.
So let's go ahead. We're going to move. Okay. And so we're talking about MJ. Let's talk about Scotty, right? So,
What?
this is okay. I it's fine. I'm getting like jitters and, just holding and talking about it. So this is the 1993 air dynamic flight. Now you guys did a video on the Fab Five, University of Michigan.
Yes.
yeah.
And I watched both of your top fives,
Yes.
but I don't believe we talked about the dynamic flight on the, okay.
He did not.
No.
He did not.
This
No.
was a model that the Fab Five wore at the time.
I remember.
This is a Tracy Teague design. Tracy Teague was one of the chefs in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Back in the early to mid 90s, you had so many cooks in the kitchen, a lot of chefs as they call it, cooking up different models. So that's the dynamic flight. Many guys, Dan Marley, many others, all stars and role players wore the dynamic flight. On the heel, I have to give one time, of course, to my man Drake Ramberg, who designed the Nike flight logo. At the time, it's one of the most iconic, early 90s basketball, model.
Super iconic.
So this is a very interesting model in colorway. It is a Pippen Chicago Bulls colorway. You see the 33 on the lateral aspect, but
It's a P.
it's not tagged as a PE. It was a general that was made for the public. And it does have the PE mock-up with the number.
So 33 came on stores?
This was a GR. I remember. Yep.
Wow.
And Scotty, actually, to my knowledge, I could be wrong, as Charles Barkley said, I could be wrong, but that's an aside and a joke. But I have never, personally, I have not seen Scotty wear this colorway before, even though it was made, for him. This is Scotty and the Bulls colorway.
Was he wearing a white base leather? What was he wearing?
So in 93, and we're gonna get to that. But Scotty was wearing a different pair at the time in 93.
I know what he was. He did really. What?
Yeah, I don't ever recall seeing a picture of Scotty wearing particularly this particular colorway. So, but nonetheless, this is in my collection. I've had it for a very long time. There's a big collector, Hess Kicks, right? And he absolutely loves the dynamic flight in this colorway. You see the flight logo on the heel. You see the Hirachi logo on the tongue, and then you see the Nike swoosh. So this model has 3 different logos. Actually,
that's a good point.
so it's triple logoed up, which is really cool, very unique. You've got the Hirachi inner booty with a real, There's, I got to show the inside so that that the camera can see, that the audience can see. This is typical. This is straight night.
Yeah.
Very colorful. It's a time of expression, culture, and like I said, just a very aerodynamic, design. One of Tracy Teague's best designs. It has not come back. I don't think it ever will. I own 2 pairs, one in this colorway, one in the Fab 5 basic white colorway.
Yeah.
But I had to bring this one, even though Scotty may not have worn it, but it's got his number and colorway. So you have Mike. You talk about MJ. You got it.
Yeah,
Scotty.
Yeah.
Okay. So there you go.
100%. I agree with Scotty Pippen. I mean, he has definitely, been behind the scenes a lot of times when it comes to all the Chicago Bull wins, but he's been crucial to the success of the team and to
100%.
and to MJ's success too. But great point. I mean, like I'm noticing the Hirachi with the the logo there, the swoosh. You have the 33, and then you have the flight. That's like an identity crisis right here, right? But I mean, it's cool because in a way, Nike's branding like the Hirachi because this is Hirachi technology.
Yeah.
Flight. Because explain to me what flight is because sometimes I'm confused.
It's just a collection, basketball collection.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's the one that flight. So got it. So it lives within that flight collection. Obviously, it's by Nike. There's a swoosh, and then it's for that player in particular. So you have like these identifiers. So cool stuff.
Absolutely. So, and one thing I like real quick, I love, once again, get into your world of playing basketball, right? But this is an era where I'm heavily playing basketball, tournaments all over New York City. Like this plastic piece, I don't know what this material is, but how it when you tie it, it will clamp. I don't want to touch it too much. I'm sorry. It will clamp, mold to your foot, like it will suffocate your foot to make sure your foot's locked in place. I love this. Look at this little like how the eyelet, it just goes in. That's a rarity. You don't see that on sneakers, right? And if you want to shoot, is that a 33? Probably not. But I'm just saying, like just that, right? Just little details like that. I call myself a detail police. It might be. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe when they designed it.
And that goes back into another thing about the other shoe. What was it? It was the which one that had the 33 on there that wasn't supposed to be a 33?
The Pippen one.
That's right, the Pippen ones. Supposedly that the squiggly lines was supposed to say 33, but from what I heard Aaron Cooper said, that was an accident.
Yeah.
It just worked out that way. And we went along with it. It was like, if that's what you see, that's what it is. So I love this detail. You're right. You tie it and now it creates that lockdown.
And guess what?
Nice support right there. Because
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. That's it.
And real quick, I wanted to say, in Nike, and what Nike's doing now is they bringing back the essence of time. That Kevin Durant, right? And I love Kevin Durant's basketball sneakers. I use that to work out in. A lot of his basketball sneakers are plastic pieces, 15s, the 16s, now the new 17s that clamps to your feet. So what you always said, history repeats itself. They did it in a new form.
Yep.
Right. So now Nike is bringing back whatever that material is. They're bringing it on the side of shoes to clamp to your feet, but that's already been done. Right. A little detail I'm noticing.
I miss this build. I miss the leather. I miss the outsoles, the herringbone, traction, the plastic that's going to add the security, I mean, even just would you consider this a high top or a mid top?
I consider it mid.
It feels like that. True. I can see that.
Great ankle protection.
That's it.
I love that. Locks it in. Very lightweight.
It gives you the air flight and rock.
It gives you security.
Sure.
Right.
They don't make them like they used to. It's funny. People always make fun of me. You're living, in the past.
Yeah.
And I like to argue rhetorically. It's like, well, if the past is, better than the present or the future, then, but the point is, they were ahead of these designers that actually made the product for Nike. It's Nike company, it's their branding, but the people behind the scene, the actual designers, they were ahead of it. They saw things differently. It was a great time of innovation, creativity. It's a pleasure to be able to find some of these relics that may or may not come back. And in this condition, it's like, I just want to preserve and protect as long as I can.
Yeah, and here's the thing, man. I love retros, but I also dislike retros. Because if this come back right now, it will look like that. The shape will be off. It's like they can't go back into the archives and give us the mold, right? This will be a little bit lower. This will be leather instead of plastic. They do things like that that would just like irritate me, right? So I understand the passion that you guys have. You guys are OG collectors and getting the rarity, getting the originals, because that mold they say is thrown out. I think they can still get the mold. I'm really afraid for them to retro something like this, right? They say they don't. A lot of OGs, they don't have the mold, but I've just noticed a trend of retros that Nike's doing with classics, underrated classics as well. That it's just not coming back like that.
Cult classics.
Cult classics.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm a big fan, real quick. I'm a big fan of the Hirachis, the Airfly Hirachis, right? And when they came back out, I was excited. I thought they gave us a big mold. But then once I saw the sock line, I'm like, wait, the sock line is a little small inside. It's supposed to be a little bit bigger. You know, those details infuriates me, right? But I'm just going a little bit. Sorry about that.
No, it's all good. I mean, like you said, I'm afraid them, Nike retroing some of these iconic, shoes, because they're going to destroy that history that we love, that we experience. It's like, oh man, this looks cheap. It's not the same luster, but it is what it is. I like that they're attempting to bring back some of those classics to at least get the nostalgia back, but the quality is not going to be there. So it's always a balance, but it's all good. Great stuff, man.
All right, your turn. Your turn.
All right.
You picking now? You still want to pick?
Oh, I'm happy to have you guys pick.
Bobby?
Getting tighter here. This one's for later.
Okay. So I'm going to put this down over here, and I'll put this down right here in front of you so that do it.
I thought this is going to be like a 3-4 hour episode with all this. Guys, yeesh.
Tip of the iceberg. That's the episode. I'll say that in the box. Okay.
Hey.
I think most people know what these are, but maybe they haven't seen them in person. But I've had this shoe since 2005. So that's all I've had this.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Wait. Because I'm. Oh my God.
Wait, not laces that came with it, by the way.
Wait. Are those Europe, right? Uncle? No. Wait. Amsterdam? No.
T, you're overselling it.
I'm overselling it? Damn. I'm sorry.
Paris Dunks.
Paris.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say that, but okay. This is the OG.
This is the only.
The only one?
Oh, okay.
Paris.
I thought for some reason they retroed them.
No, this is a Grail.
These are DS.
Yeah, never worn, never tried on, at least to my knowledge. So there's an artist named Bernard Buffett.
Yes.
Very signature style.
Yes.
He died, I believe, in 1999. 2002, 2003, they decided to make these. Took a bunch of his art signature pieces. They made this giant canvas out of them, and then they cut them. So every shoe is a little different placement of the items. So no Paris is exactly the same. Some of them have this really good pirate. Some of them have a really good ballerina or the crow or the owl. I think my pair, that one has like the clown or the pirate.
Pirate right here.
So like every pair is a little different. But yeah, I've had Paris 2005. Yeah,
I've never held these in my hand. I've seen them before, but I've never held them.
This right here is a unicorn.
I wouldn't call it a unicorn, right? Because there's 202 pairs made, and then there's 10 or so B grades.
But DS today,
new pair with box
in a 10.5,
and I have like the poster. It came with that all
wow.
Stuff. So this is
you said I was overselling. You're underselling. Are you kidding me? You have the poster for this?
Yeah, they came on the white down the poster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, come on.
The history behind this shoe. I told you I brought a lot of the stuff that matters to me, right?
Yep.
So this was like the shoe where I kind of in my mind was like, oh, okay, I can go after some of these bigger pairs. Like I can sell a bunch of small stuff and build it up to buy this bigger pair. So this was kind of a transitioning shoe in my head of like what my collection could be. So to me, this was a symbolic shoe.
I have to give you a warning. You ready for this? I really have to give you a warning. When this episode release, you're gonna see how many DMs Dr. Swoosh. You know how many DMs Dr. Swoosh is gonna have for this?
Well, these are not for sale.
Okay.
I've used them in the past as bait. Put them up. So
okay.
See my other options.
Okay.
Celebrities have tried. What's their names? But A-list celebrities have tried to.
What size are these?
10.5. That's how long I've had them. I was a 10.5 when I bought them. Right now I'm a 12. So
yeah, they look small or smaller than the other ones.
Yeah, people like when people see this episode,
I'm speechless.
And I think you're correct. Not many DS you've seen online right now.
So for me, I'm ignorant when it comes to the dunk craze, specifically for this one. I know nothing about the Parises and all the other, like, so, but now that you guys are excited, I'm like, oh shit, I should probably get excited with them too. I mean, these are cool, honestly. Like,
I think the last sale on these was like 130.
are you freaking serious?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm excited.
Bobby, that's what I'm trying to tell you. That nobody, when his.
So what I'm doing right now is special. I'm holding it.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing right now, this is a viral moment. All right.
Wait, and the probably was 130. Probably didn't have the poster, so you add a couple 1,000 to that.
Was that D? Was it a D? Do you remember?
Yeah, I think it was in Sotheby's, if I remember right.
Yep.
Maybe the market softened a little on them, but I know it was the last one.
I'm super surprised. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but I know now. That's why we're doing this, because these are the things that I need to catch up on as well.
To me, like, I love dunks. People, back in the day, they would kind of look down on dunk collectors in some ways.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hype. But to me, there's only two dunks. There's only one dunk better than this, and that's a Flom. Never had
Lover money.
Never had that.
Is that Futura, I believe?
It says Flom right here, right?
I'm sure I know. So
I thought you were gonna say pigeons, but you.
No. I mean, I like pigeons a lot, but to me, this is the second best dunk of all time.
Yeah.
And then we can have a debate about Heineken, Uncle, Supreme, like all that stuff. But to me, this was like the grail. This was like a moment.
Wow.
And I recently hung out with my friends from college, and they were like, "Oh man, I remember when you got Paris dunks." Like everyone around me, knows. My sister's like, "Oh, yeah, we're Paris dunks here." Like everyone around me knows about this.
Okay, I don't even know the significance of what you're holding right now.
I'm trying to why I said it's a unicorn. I mean, the value, the demand, and there's not many left in this condition.
Not many left in this condition. No.
I see air zoom in there. That's just cool. That's a cool feature in there. I'm like, okay, that's cool. So
The CSP insole.
okay. So when they retailed, what do they retail?
Paris, there's 202 pairs. I think they were $200, but I don't know.
$200. Okay.
And I got these from a guy pretty much everyone knows, the owner of Project Blitz. His name is Dre. He had like 40 pairs of them.
Yeah. Oh, God.
We worked out a deal for me to get them. It was a favor, and I appreciate it to this day because it's this very significant shoe for me.
Congratulations on this. And this is okay.
Once again,
Is this a top?
This was like 19-year-old me, right? Like that's how.
Yeah.
I've had it forever.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is this one of your favorites in your collection? Would you rank this in terms of top 3, top 5, top 10? Like where?
It's top 5 for sure.
That's what.
Top
Yeah.
5.
It's top 5 for sure. Again, like my soul is Jordan, right? Like so, like a dunk is not Jordan, but it's still I love dunks. Gorgeous. So hold on the rank. I really dunk my shoes.
100,000.
Yeah.
Over 100,000.
That's a suede upper. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Easy. Easy.
is the color and then special.
When you brought this out, right? Because Dunk says I'm not a dunk aficionado, but I'm kind of versed, and I knew it was something in Europe. Right? But I didn't know. But I remember the buzz behind these. I remember going to Soho when the Jeff Staple pigeons came out. I remember these little dunk moments, and this is a dunk moment. Like what we're seeing now in this episode is the dunk moment. Right? It's a dunk moment, and it's
cool. All right.
yeah.
I'm up to speed now. I'm with the cool kids.
Dunks, and ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
This is the OG box.
Yeah, originally box.
It was.
Can I be honest? Let's put. You don't like them that much.
No. Let's put these.
Yeah, I'll be back.
We can leave these out, but let's put these.
100.
Bijan, do you remember that platform Sneaker Play back in the mid 2000s? Have you guys ever heard of Sneaker Play by chance?
No.
So in the mid 2000s, I know, but I'm thinking. So for those who don't know, and Angela, right? Alaska, right? Angela, yeah. I remember I was on Sneaker Play. It was this platform. It was for fun. It was friendly competition. It was almost like Instagram before and the likes and the algorithm. But what year? You would bet this is mid 2000s. Yeah. And I had Soul to Soul was my name, right? And you would battle people. You can either put a collection up on a picture, and you would match up with someone else, and you would go head to head, or you can do one shoe against someone else's one shoe, right? I'm thinking the whole time that Bijan is showing you guys the Paris dunk, I'm like, it's a wrap. We're done. Like it's like what Bijan said. It's a mic. I mean, how can I follow it? But at the same time,
Not competition.
it's not, but I could totally see if we were doing Sneaker Play, it's a wrap. I'm done. I mean, I might as well go
Break the end of that.
but again, it's very niche, to each their own. You know what I'm saying? But what we just saw, and I know Jermaine has a pair, phase 2, I believe he's got a pair. Yep. And I'm sure there's, but
there's 202.
yeah, but it's like, I don't know. I mean, I've heard of it, I've seen pictures, but for me personal, it's
To see, right?
yeah. And for the record, I was a Bison fan. Love the Bison. Those who remember the Bison. That, just full suede. Those SB, big fat tongue, right? Very. And actually, as an aside, I actually had the Vapor, and I wore it back. Vapor,
Minnows. He used to wear those all the time.
just the Vapor. I beat that pair until the toe, or rather heel drag. You know what I'm saying? This is like 06, 07. But yeah, those SBs just for casual and much respect to those who actually wore them
Yeah.
and skated in them, right? What they were,
Yeah.
that's real, that's real respect, but nonetheless, so now the question is, how do I possibly, what am I supposed to do? I mean, so I guess, you know what, I'm just gonna, there's, it is what it is. So we're just going to switch it up. We're just going to keep it moving. So, when I thought about what to bring today, we're in Venice, right? We're, white men can't jump, early 90s flavor. When I saw Bobby earlier, he had the whole fit on, the shorts, the flight light kind of thing. So this is the flight light from 91. And I absolutely love, when you think 90s, this is it. White men can't jump, Wesley Snipes, Woody Harrelson vibes. Again, you see the flight logos on the lateral, on the tongue, designed by Drake, longtime, Nike employee. I believe Brian Elliott was the designer of that model. A lot of underrated guys who get lost along over time, but they have a story too.
That's cool.
I own 2 pairs. Again, never laced. I really try to source pairs that have never been worn or laced. Like I want it in the original condition that they were made for. And old stock, whatever, just never touched, never laced, never worn. But when I was picking what pairs, and again, it's not necessarily fair. How can you follow this up in the Paris dunk? But you know what? It's important to pay homage across the board.
Yeah.
Different ranges, different sets, different sport and cultures entirely. But this, if you're talking about 90s, to just bring it back. And, it's interesting. The Paris dunk, very beautiful, very vibrant. You see, like the 90s were the inspiration for a lot of those bright, vibrant colors blocking.
So the past connects.
So there's for sure. They smell good, I'm sure. Yeah, never. Yeah. So
You dig to that 90s smell.
yeah.
Let me add some context to you bringing up the Paris and then this. If you have enough money, you can go online right now and buy a Paris dunk. Right?
That is true. There's probably one if you know where. Yeah, sure.
When you go find this,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's the point.
it's a scarcity.
for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
I mean, you want to go to you want to go to details today? What you holding?
Huge, things that stood out to me in a huge way. The color pop. Okay, that says 90s right there in the early 90s, right? This huge freaking like bubbles that stick out on the back, that big ass booty. Look at that.
Can I tell you when he put it on that table, I said that's freaking RoboCop. Look here, that's a RoboCop.
Yeah.
Like look at that RoboCop.
Yeah. There's layers to this.
It's a Murphy vibe. It's
My favorite movie.
RoboCop vibe. You know what I forgot? I forgot how prominent peach was back in that. We get infrareds, we get neon. I forgot 90s peach.
Yeah.
This mango.
Yeah,
peach.
and then you got the teal, this teal color that go along with it. This is 90s. This is
Look at that flight logo.
Yeah.
They don't do
So
so.
the big ass.
Two logos like that.
For big ass.
Yeah.
They're not going to be. I love art, right? I'm a big art guy.
Yeah.
It's art. It's complete. Look at the sun liner.
Yeah.
I know.
Moon.
Then this
Are you shitting me?
like this.
And you got the nerve to do this sock liner, and then you got the nerve to put the till in the middle just to separate the pattern.
Quality. Look at that stitching in there. The smell. I keep smelling it. Yeah, honestly, this is 90 what? 2, 3?
Like 1.
91?
Yeah.
This is I'm walking in at Montgomery Ward and I'm looking down like the shoe aisle.
Yep.
That's what I smell.
They smell like a lot of things, but they do not smell like Seth's feet.
No, absolutely. In fact, if you look closely, I believe you see some separation.
Yeah, I see that.
Along little. And like I said, they say that Father Time remains undefeated. But like I said, I love Phylon. It holds up much better than polyurethane. But this definitely, from again a design aesthetic standpoint, the color block. This is 90s. This is probably, a lot of stuff I brought today is 90s, but just by the color blocking alone, this really does scream 90s. So there we go. Wanted to switch it up. Perfect shoe. Yeah, exactly.
I feel like the ankle is like a pump.
Yeah. We're very pumped.
Pressurous, right? Come on. What NBA tribute? What NBA player wore that? Was that
Wow, a lot of guys. Yeah, I think Walt Williams of the Sacramento Kings wore this particular model, a different colorway with the high socks kind of thing. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of other guys as well, but nonetheless, this is very popular.
One more smell.
Yeah, for sure.
Here you go.
I'm getting high over here.
You get high.
This is a freaking department store. I'm a kid. Just looking at all these white shoes on display. Most of them are Reebok, Avias and Nikes. Man,
Can I ask one last thing? One last thing, because I love details. I'm passionate about details.
Mm-hmm.
So you see this silhouette, and you're gonna have learned to just give me that purple right there.
Yeah.
Give me that. This reminds me of
magenta. Oh yeah, purple
right?
magenta.
There's no purple.
Yeah.
Nowhere else in this shit.
Yeah.
Right. We got some blue, some New York Knicks colors, right? Almost right. You're gonna give me this little purple right here. Like that's 90s right there, right? Give me a flight t-shirt with that.
And if you have the suit that goes along with it, oh my gosh.
Oh, you were matched. Yeah.
And there's going to be that little hint of purple.
Yeah, you see that.
Right? Somewhere, right? Nike does that, right? And then the quality of the sock, the Huarache sock line, right? This is real like quality. I'm gonna pull it, pause. But this is like a really, really, really soft like
I'm like, well, you see, there's some slight separate, but he's all right. Yeah.
right. I'm conscious.
Yeah.
So just like that connection of the tongue, this is a beautiful. This brings me back.
Yeah.
New York City. Summertime, wearing my Bart Simpson t-shirt, opening up the fire hydrant, getting a little can, putting the water in the fire hydrant, and that's it. That was our version of going to the pool. That's what this is for me. You know what I'm saying? This is beautiful. Sorry, I just had to
for sure.
let it out.
A lot of memories right there.
All right.
Boom, boom, boom. We got a lot of
Good job, boy. Switch gears.
We may not even be halfway. No, I don't even know where we are, but yeah, plenty.
Okay, before you open it, sorry. This box remind me of the inequality of material for Jordan.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know.
All right.
So this is kind of a rarity.
What are you doing right now, man?
We're going back to football. Okay, nice.
What's the one thing? Some people hate cleats. Like I don't. I like PEs across all genres.
Okay.
That's always been.
You told me, but
I don't even. Yeah,
you didn't tell me.
You're with royalty. Very humbly, so yeah, of course. But I mean, just
What?
I mean, we're all getting a history lesson today from this. Yeah.
So the I believe 2019 Earl Thomas.
Seahawks?
Yeah. So the NFL did My Cause, My Cleats, and
So why are we looking at?
so Earl Thomas. They kind of overused the Jordan 11s for a couple of years and maybe a year and a half in the NFL. So there's a lot of PEs out there, but they're still really hard to find. Like they're never really readily.
Love the color. I love that color.
But yeah, the colorway is crazy. Logo on the back, Earl Thomas's logo. And then it comes with the original box where they misspelled his name, which I think is funny. But original sample tags.
It's crazy.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm all about details. Is this the Nike Soccer Mercurial cleat?
To be honest,
Okay, but
probably not. It's okay. It's usually NFL cleats.
Copy.
You know what I would do if I had like the access to this? I would honestly like put the actual sole on these, like the basketball sole on these.
The problem is they wouldn't line up, right? Because the tooling is a little different.
Good point. Good point.
You'd have like a weird place there. So don't think I haven't thought about that.
Because imagine throwing a sole on these.
Oh, dude.
And having that color, dude, you will blow people's minds.
There was a little high school by Portland, it was the Sunset or something like that, where they made these baseball cleats that were purple fours. They kind of was a ratty pair, and some guy switched them and put a bottom on them, wore them, and it's awesome. So yeah, people do that.
I mean, if there's a way, if there's a will, there's a way, man. Like I could probably see someone really like trying something with this, maybe fix this up. But I mean,
I only see stuff like this on the internet.
yeah,
Cool
color.
See this in
cool
person.
color.
This is ridiculous.
Quality is all there. The color's badass and very Miami.
Gnostic? Yeah, absolutely. Sure.
I love
Wait, was this all right? So is that Seattle colors are lime green, navy blue, and red during this era? So I also know that when there's breast cancer awareness,
So they replaced the breast cancer awareness with this "My Cause, My Cleat." So the players would wear whatever.
Oh, that's right. I remember.
So this was the cause
that players
he was supporting. It was designed in honor of them.
that's Kickstory right there. That's Kickstory right there.
dude.
Crazy color is wild, right? Like second to none. Jordan 11, going back to every shoe I brought is like a piece of me, right? So 11 is my favorite shoe. My entire life, I was like, I need a Jordan 11 P. Like, I need one. And then just randomly, the opportunity popped up through a trade with a friend who was supposed to be here today. But that's how I got these. Yeah, random.
I'm living the variety. You know, yeah.
Is this contrast? Is it's like we can? I don't care if this episode's 8 hours. To be honest, I really don't care because we're just getting so much history. We're getting so much history. You guys are diving deep into why you bought these. And I can't even imagine last night what you guys were going through your brain of trying to pick these kicks.
Yeah. And thank you again, honestly. Yeah, thank you again.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
It's amazing how especially the PE, there's a huge, PE circles, like vintage circles, you know, PE, some people, they know where it's at.
Yeah.
A lot of networking.
Yeah.
A lot of times it does not go public, meaning it stays in the circle. In fact,
You got to be quiet about where you get shoes from.
Yep. And
I learned that early.
That's right. And nonetheless, so it's like one thing I've learned is sometimes you don't show what you have. Sometimes it's not, right? So there's a lot that's out there that, you know, if you don't know, now you know kind of thing.
It's like a back pocket culture, right? Like,
Yes.
check this out.
Yeah. But this is definitely a treat. I own a couple of PEs, some vintage PEs, but I mean, this is a real, like, I'm getting an education, you know, today. I mean, it's insane, really. It's a whole underworld.
It's funny the way you describe the whole like back pocket, like, you know, if you're in that circle, you know, like I have a lot of gear, vintage gear. I haven't even shown people like this shirt. I've been shown to, you know, and it's one of my favorite ones in my Agassi collections. But
Busted out.
you know, honestly, yeah, it's just, you know, big tennis, you know, down right here with Seth, you know, so I figured, you know, this is a perfect moment. But
Yeah.
I understand that. I understand that, and thank you for bringing this to you.
Yes. And for me, I'm the outsider, right? I'm the admirer. I'm the sneaker enthusiast. I don't look. So I'm not a collector, right? Vintage at least. I realize you guys share something in common. It's a secret society. All we ask is trust. You guys are in a secret society, and all you guys ask is trust. Trust when you negotiate. Trust in when you don't showcase. It's a trust factor that all three of you guys are really, really, really embedded in. And it's like you guys know, but you don't have to say it. It's
That
like
was more public than the average PE collector. Like, I don't really hide my stuff like a lot of people. I mean, dwarf my collection, but they don't show.
they don't show.
Yeah.
And so is it?
But I'm consistent. I keep it.
Nice.
I respect it. Real quick, just because this is new for me. What's the why behind it? What's the why behind somebody would get a PE and will not showcase it to the world?
It's just their collection, you know. So there's a lot of reasons. One of them is Nike doesn't want people to know this exists. So some of it is the athlete doesn't want people to see it. Like Mike Thomas is notorious for not wanting anyone to own his PEs. Right? He doesn't let him out of his circle. So a lot of times it's the source. Like, oh, this person. Imagine you give something to him, and it's a possession, and then he gives it to someone else or sells it to someone else. You're like, why'd you give that away? I gave it to. Right. So there's a little bit of that factor, and then there's a little bit of like, don't let out these secrets. There's that factor, but gotcha. And then some people just don't like attention. They don't do it for attention. They do it because they love the shoes and it's an internal thing.
Gotcha.
So there's a lot of reasons.
Gotcha.
Excellence.
And I want to say one thing to follow up with what John said: trust, respect, integrity, ethics, especially again, PE and vintage. They're kind of different circles. There's some overlap, but you know, it's like the circles are very tight. Vaults are locked, sealed, and people could get, you know, in trouble, you know, if something were to become public or publicly shown. And that's something I've learned along the way, to sometimes not necessarily show. It's like, if you know on a need to know basis, you know, but imagine what else is out there, spec vintage, that we don't even know where it's at.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, it's mind. That's boggling.
That's what almost was like a push for me when I was searching for stuff. Like seeing this thing, I was like, nobody even knows this exists. There's some shoes I'll show you. Nobody knew they existed before I dug them out.
Wow.
So that's sort of like the hunt, and you have to use the knowledge of others and yourself.
That's it.
Times and the trends.
So it's like tribal knowledge. It is
Exactly.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes collecting exciting. It's like you're kind of secretive almost.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, it kind of gives it that little like excitement. Like you know, if you do befriend someone, what will you reveal between them?
Sure.
You know, and it's like, oh my gosh, this and that. So to me, that's a huge honor to even consider me as part of that. Honestly, my collection ain't anything. Honestly, I mean, in my eyes, it's special to me.
You got some pieces, bro.
But that's what it's about, right?
It's special to me. It's super special to me. You know,
That was the reason why people didn't like those competitions back in the day. It's like not a competition, right? It's like this is a passion. This is like you just stop making it about who has the most expensive or the rarest. Or, like it's not about that. It's about what you like.
Yeah.
There's plenty of cheap ass shoes that I own, right?
Yeah.
It's just stuff I like.
No, most definitely. And that's one thing that I'm like, okay, excites me. And, you know, I'll keep saying it. Thank you again for, you know, for doing this because we're learning, we're sharing, and we're not even done. I know. All right, we're so you got this?
Yeah, for sure. It's our pleasure.
Bang, bang.
So let's just keep it going. So I can't remember who mentioned the word mold earlier, but someone mentioned the word mold. You know, I think it was
I think
the old mold. Yeah, you're talking about
little mold. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the original mold.
yeah.
And when we talk about like blow molding construction or Foamposite mold construction, you have to talk about the Foamposite one. I did not Nike Town LA. Shout out to all Edgar, John, Eugene, so many guys. I used to camp out all my Jordan retros in the late 90s, early 2000s. Wilshire Boulevard, 9560, I think. Wilshire, I can't remember the exact. Yeah. But a lot of hours were put in, you know, waiting, camping out back when I was in, you know, late high school, college days. A lot of memories at Nike Town LA. When this model came out, 97, you know, I'm a huge penny guy. And I believe I have one other vintage penny to show later on. But my mom, like I mentioned earlier, school teacher, 180. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
You know, it's like that commercial 199. Are you out of your mind? You know, that's like, right. I mean, right. But the point, I mean, that was, you know, this 180 and then tax, California sales tax, 9% plus. Am I right? Yeah, but still, right. So the answer is no. I got the word no a lot growing up, which I think is kind of why I am what I am today as a hoarder, because everything, not everything, but the vast majority of what you see here passed me by. I mean, you know, there's something to be said about, you know, being humble, humility, struggle, building character, waiting a very long time,
patience,
and then the third attitude. Yeah. All right, that's a bit okay. But nonetheless, so I'll pass this around. So this is Eric Avar design. There's a great backstory to this. I believe it involves Scotty as well, where I believe it was intended originally for Scotty, but it was in a bag. And, you know, great psychology, reverse psychology, you know, involved in which, you know, Penny just fell in love. And this has to be from like from a cultural standpoint, from the little Penny commercials, the rollout, the colorway, that has to be a top 5, easily top 10, but I would probably argue top 5 basketball sneaker of all time. In 97, after Shaq departed for the Lakers, that was, you know, 1996. But in the 97 playoffs, you know, the Magic were Penny's team. He was by far and away, you know, starting point guard, all-star guard. I believe he scored back-to-back 40-point games against the Miami Heat in round 1 in the 97 playoffs. And that was the model. I think it was a different colorway, but that was, you know, the model that Penny balled in. And he balled all I absolutely love Penny Hardaway. Yeah. Just, you know, they made rap songs about it. Penny Hardaway, right? I mean, just in terms of my collection, 2 guys that I just have, you know, the utmost respect and love for are Gary Payton. We'll talk about Gary later on. And of course, Penny Hardaway. So just wanted to bring this one. It's never going to go out of style. Never. And one more thing about the molding. I own 3 pairs of originals. This one is a little bit more different than the other.
Yeah, what's that mean to you?
Okay, So this pair I found off of GOAT Interestingly, completely dead stock, never even partially laced. But, and I know the camera may not be able to see it, but this hue and texture, like the coloration. So apparently there were some minor variations with the dyeing process or the molding process. And this one is different than my other two pairs that are all like shiny.
That's right.
So there's a little bit of a difference.
It has like a texture to it.
Texture.
I was going to ask you about that. I thought maybe all the OGs were like that. And
Yeah.
I have an OG and it's not like this, right?
Yeah.
It's like this.
Yeah.
Rare?
You know what? I'm sure that there are other pairs that survive that today that have a similar, texture and color, hue.
Yeah.
But I own, of the three pairs that I own, this one is different than the other two. And I believe I spoke to Aaron Cooper about it, and he mentioned in terms of like the coloration, the technology process at the time, there were just some natural variations.
So there were some inconsistencies when there was, okay.
Yeah.
So great. So I'm looking at this. This reminds me of there's a fiber there's a material that has a fiber in it, and it looks like it has that fiber texture in there. So if you were to break this, you would probably reveal like the fibers. And then what I'm looking at, but you're right, because I have a pair of OGs too, and it doesn't have this type of finish, and it's crazy. I really thought I noticed that right away. It's like this is like texture. It looks like textile almost, like a fiber
texture. Yeah.
There's one more thing I want to say about this model is the logo. The logo, it's like the movie The Big Lebowski. The rug ties the room together, did it not? I know that maybe a lot of people may not understand, but the logo ties the model together in terms of color blocking.
Yeah.
So David Compa did the logo for the Penny One, and I wanted to mention his name.
Okay.
He did the Chris Webber CW logo, which is actually, as an aside, and that's my third favorite sneaker of all time, the Air Max CW. I didn't bring it. Well, the retro is Air Max CW. That's the original. Yeah, but the Sensation is the retro for copyright reasons. So Mr. Compa did the CW, logo on the heel. Yep. And he also did the Penny logo. Wow. Now, the Agassi logo, of course, I'm biased, but I'm not necessarily wrong. Of course, we talk about the Jordan logo, the Jumpman logo, but the Penny logo has to be one of the most iconic. And to this day, the models, the retros, has to be one of the greatest, sport graphic design models of all time.
Agree.
So anyway, 97 Air Foamposite 1, blow molded, and didn't have it then, but when I see something that I want, and it checks the boxes, so to speak, and I can do it, like I'll go in. So there you go.
Well, this matches my shirt. So.
Nice. Yeah. Okay.
Kickstory, baby. Kickstory, baby.
Oh, we've talked about this shoe so many times because it deserves that time.
Deserves it.
Every minute we can talk about this shoe, it's endless. And I've been falling in love more and more with the Foamposites. I've been actually collecting more in my collection. I've been wearing them on court now, playing on them. The Zoom, in my opinion, the retros, they feel pretty good. I know a lot of people don't like the build of it because it's super stiff, but I'm enjoying them. So I'm having fun with the retros and playing them on court.
And you guys are Arizona guys, New Yorker at heart. Always once a New Yorker, always a New Yorker. 1,000. But you guys have the Arizona connect. Miles Simon, Mike Bibby, rather in this regard.
Yeah, Mike Bibby.
So nonetheless, he got that Arizona. Yeah,
he gave us a Kickstory. Gave us a Kickstory at Final Four. Right, gave us a Kickstory.
So it was a tie-in. Yeah,
yep.
And one of the greatest NCAA worn sneakers as well. Right. So had to mention that tie-in as well. And I think you guys have alluded to that in your episode as well.
100%. 100%.
They come full circle.
For New York, the Foamposite was our Timberland when it wasn't snowing.
Yeah.
When it doesn't snow, we wear foams, right? During that time. Now, there's an East Coast rivalry because everyone says people from DMV, they have the ownership of Foamposites, but us New Yorkers, we always claim Foamposites as well, because it didn't keep your feet warm, but we thought it did.
It looked bulky. It looks bulky.
It looks waterproof. We will continue to talk about the foams. They made some classic non-OG colorways too. Galaxy. Which
I heard they're coming. You're coming back, right?
Is that true? Is that true?
Okay.
I heard no, yes.
No, I heard they're coming back. But are they going to come back with the Galaxies we know? Who knows?
I never knew much about it. I just knew the OG colors.
I love what Supreme did with Supreme Foamposites. I love what was that palette called? I call it the Versace, but what was that palette called?
Right. I know what
right.
Like almost like paisley.
Yeah, they had some classic non-OG Foamposites that make sense when you have this type of base. When you have no midsole, you can have fun.
You know, you like Foamposite Pros too.
Yeah,
Classics. What? Sure.
Tim.
Yeah,
I know
like some colorways I think look better with it.
I agree.
Tim Duncan wore, the white ones. Then introduced the pros. Yeah.
All right, man.
Oh, I mean, are you guys?
We've been in a PE vibe.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
We'll switch from PE. So tell me, what do you guys think is the last great Jordan model?
Last great Jordan model. Wait a minute.
You guys are curious, so I imagine you're going to be like, Seth's going to say 14.
The quality or aesthetic?
Whatever.
Jordan 1?
No.
Just period.
A number or a retro?
A number, like which Jordan? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. Is the last great Jordan in your mind?
I'm going to say 11.
So 12 sucks, 13 sucks.
No.
That's what I'm saying. Are you going after that? I wouldn't touch.
Oh, you mean like pass and play? Oh, 14. No, pass. He wore the 14. So if 15, 16.
No, not what I'm saying. I'm saying just of the style, the shoe itself, everything about it. When did the Jordan line kind of fall off in terms of, I like for me, I don't want a Jordan 2009.
Oh, okay. Oh, the last great Jordan model. What was it? Oh, in Europe, I can tell you. That's easy for me.
I think anything after the 15s to me.
Oh, you like 16s, you like 17s. The last great Jordan models is Jordan 23.
Oh, okay, good answer. Smart answer.
Smart answer. There was a right answer.
Wait, are those Rip Hamiltons?
You would think that, but no. This is a sample color. Never came out. Rip Hamilton, Rip had a reverse colorway where it was blue here, and I had those also.
I've never seen those 23s before.
These are good looking. All right, I take back what I said.
Yeah.
These are good looking. Yeah, these are good looking.
There's a similar color. The reason they made those was for the All-Star game that year. So one of the teams wore a similar, the East team wore like similar colors. Some of them had gray on the panel, some of them had this white. But this was a sample, never released. Amazing color. It's very hard to get Jordan 23 samples. So I came across these through ways I can't talk about.
Outside, it'll be after stress. We actually after our door, yeah. Yep.
But yeah, this is a tough one to come by.
Yeah.
And of all the shoes that I got in this particular deal I did, this is the one that I cherish the most.
Yeah, and this is is this burgundy? What color is it? So that's key.
Love that red.
Right?
That's the red that they wore in the All-Star game.
Yes. So okay, so this All-Star game, Rip Hamilton wore these. Also Carmelo Anthony wore these.
Ray Allen wore something. Some of them were gray. They didn't wear exactly this one, but some of them were gray.
Okay.
And the real difference is that none of this pair doesn't have the All-Star logo on the tongue. It has the original branding from the 23, from the Jordan 23. So all the other samples that I've seen and all the other PE pairs, they all say like All-Star Game 2008,
Okay.
including the Rip Hamilton pair that I had.
Go ahead.
What I appreciate about the shoe, the quality, the inner liner there, super cool. The midsole looks great. You know, I love the story behind it too. The whole DNA, his fingerprint and so on. And I mean, at a glance, this looks like a good baller shoe too. I've never worn these. I've never really thought much about it. Again, for me, anything after 14, I kind of lost track. But again, going into the story behind these, I'm like, okay, yeah, these are a lot more than what I thought they were.
Yeah, it's an awesome shoe. The quality is great. The style is great. It's 23, right? So they brought Tinker back.
That's what.
That's a good part.
He had a pair that actually he wore. I did an event for Nike Santa Monica where Tinker came out for the Jordan 11 Comfort Max, that shoe that they released with carbon fiber.
Yeah.
So they had some of my shoes, which you've seen and you will see a couple more on the back wall. Me, my friend Eric, and Jermaine, we put our shoes on the back wall. And then if you look up the pictures, you'll see Tinker talking in front of all these shoes.
That's hot.
So he wore a pair that night that was similar to the titaniums that are like an awesome shoe.
Yeah.
But it had like TH signature on the whole side. If you look,
that's hot. That's hot. This was the last quality Jordan.
Mm-hmm. You nailed it. Yeah.
honestly, style wise,
Just because you said the last style wise, and when these came out, I was like, oh, they went to Italy, right? This feels like Italian made. This feels like when you look at the type of leather. When you look at the ad, they gave you some patent leather, right? Patent leather. They gave you patent leather cues. Like, who does this? Who has a wing that stops right here? Like, and I'm thinking this is for lateral movement, right? When you're on the basketball court, right? If you stop and think about it, I'm guessing. I'm not an expert. This carbon fiber. That's like a it's like protected.
That's huge.
Man,
Love
what
that.
the hell?
Love
Like
that.
so.
Carbon fiber, right? That's a solid play, right?
Yeah, that looks good. That's quality stuff right there.
Come on, Bobby Kicks. You know, and then you're going to give us some MJ signatures around the 4 foot, right?
And I love that they turned it into sort of the netting. It almost looks like a basketball net.
Yeah, but his signature.
I heard that they wanted to mimic a DNA, something along the lines of like DNA. You know,
That's why they have the fingerprint.
yeah. So this pattern was associated with the idea behind like the DNA sequence. You know?
Got you.
So that's what I heard. This had a lot of his DNA in other words.
And I love that. Think of this as a blank canvas. I love art, right? Think of this as a blank canvas. And then they actually made some colorways, like the black one had Argyle.
Yeah.
Right. So you got Argyle in it, right? You get this real set, right? You can really just play in art. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an awesome shoe. I was so lucky to get these.
The motor 23, right? I thought was rare. Motorsport, excuse me. But this is rare.
I don't know that there's another one, honestly.
Wow,
This could be
Super.
Because without the All-Star logo, the samples probably have the All-Star logo that they made for the game, and it's wear exactly this color. So
So you're telling me I've been holding $100,000 shoes, one of ones, one of 30s, and this and that. I'm like, cool.
Mhm.
No. I mean, I honestly, now I'm appreciating this stuff, but I'm like, okay, we're in presence of greatness here. You know,
When this episode, this guy's Instagram is gonna go.
yeah.
You better make it so that you don't get, the DMs. I'm sure. Yeah.
Make it private or something.
Yeah.
because
Right.
these
Yeah.
people are going to be hounding all the sneaker nerds are going to slide in my DM.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh, that's cool, man.
Hey.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, nice.
Do you collect outside of your size?
Yeah.
Okay.
This guy is notorious, right? He's got 2 rules. 2 sets of rules for shoes. Rule number 1, the shoe must be brand new.
Okay.
Okay.
And
With I mean, literally, like maybe with one, except, but yeah, for the most part, like this thing is.
and it must be
That's hard.
13.
Yeah. Sorry.
12 or 13. So
I'm a 12.5. You and I,
so that's a 5, 12.
yeah.
But what's the why behind it? You're not gonna wear them. What's the why behind it?
You know,
I'm very OCD. You have to be OCD. You have to have like an obsessive compulsive personality.
Yeah.
My friend D Wells, remember D Wells from Soul Collector? D Wells, obsessive sneaker disorder, OSD. Podcast, right? Yep. There you go. Right. I mean, when you do something like long enough. I mean, it depends on personality too. But I'm just set in my ways. I mean,
Makes sense.
and I'm not going to diverge or because then it's like, well, I let all those other 11 and a halves go. I mean, there's a pair of Air Zuma Blaze, which is Agassi model. I played it in high school. Unfortunately, I sold my pair. And there's a pair, I think it's on eBay right now. It's 11 and a half. I can't because there were other 11 and a halves that I just let. It's like our side, pass me by. Right? Am I right? Yeah. But nonetheless, like Bijan knows me, it's like I am basically dead set in my ways. And it also helps me because you can't like just go for it. Almost ruins the fun if you can just get everything that you want.
Yeah.
It's like it's appreciation. You make a decision, right? And it's like, so I make a decision. That's it. Yeah. But anyway, man.
So it sounds like you're very consistent. Because for me, it's like I don't want to break my consistency. I've been consistent with like 9, 9, 9, 9, and then I just recently bought these size 11 of them. It was a great pickup. It was, but I'm still like it's 11, but it's outside of my size.
Yeah,
I broke my rule.
He was hard.
I broke my rule.
He was heartbroken when we saw that when we discovered those OG 9s. And you said 11, your heart.
No, honestly, I was still excited because honestly, like talking to the dude that was selling it, he was so knowledgeable and so he was just a cool dude. So I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
You have some beautiful collection, DS, all this stuff. I was like, I'm gonna do it.
full box and say it was
So I'm happy. I'm happy with it, but I'm with you. I try to be very consistent, because I don't want random, we got a size 2 and a size 14 and a size 9. I'm like, I want to stay somewhat consistent.
Yeah, your world is impossible if you want to collect PEs then, right? Because they're made in the athlete's size.
So,
generally.
true.
So to me, samples are usually a 9, right?
Yeah.
Unless they're like key rods, they make 9.5.
Yeah. Okay.
So the other, or all of the other athletes, they make them in their size. So for me, I could never adopt that for that particular part. But if I'm going to wear something, I want it to be my size, obviously. But if I'm never going to wear it, then it's more part of the collection.
Yeah.
But that being said, if I wanted to buy a shoe that I don't know, pick a shoe, a retro that just came out. I would never buy it in a size.
Yeah.
You just can't wear. This is more of a collection piece.
I'm glad I'm a 9.
We got
Yeah, you
we got a long way to go. Wait. We're gonna keep it moving. I said we keep it moving.
It's so hard for me to follow up. I mean, we're talking unicorns. You know, the things that I collect that matter to me. It's different, and I hope that the viewers can see it and appreciate to an extent. It's like the things that I brought today. They are scarce today to have survived, but mostly were just general release.
Yeah.
What Bijan, it's awesome. It's like, seeing these literally one of one.
Yours are awesome too.
But nonetheless, let's go talking about one of one. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. What's up?
No, you go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But I wanted to.
What I do is based on the shoe, though, right? Like you are a purveyor of the past, a purveyor of the history of these, and I don't think anybody does it better than you.
I agree.
Not trying to flip you up.
I agree.
Okay. I do what I do. I've been doing this for a while. I'm going to do it. People ask me, I'm either going to do it until I'm married, which I don't know. That's another story. Until the Lord, does not allow me to enjoy or appreciate, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I don't intend to stop. And I've been like this for a long time. So
thank you for watching this episode of Kickstory. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any episodes. And stay connected with us on Instagram and these podcast platforms listed here. We also want to hear from you. So make sure to comment below and give us your thoughts. Thanks again for your support, and we'll see you next time.